1. Hello, welcome to another episode of Idle Stand Nation. You got myself, Nick, Aura. Nick in the long sleeve shirt while Aura and I rocking in the tees.
Oh yeah, we are.
I mean, it's cold here.
Well, it's cold here too.
It's like 45 degrees today.
Oh, okay, it's not that
That's
cold.
not cold.
It's cold enough for a long sleeve shirt.
Man, you know, I rock t-shirts and shorts in that kind of weather. So
I don't even know mine.
all right. So, now that we've got things rolling, folks, I think we're ready to start kicking it off with Stray Kids.
All right.
Going into Backdoor. So, Nick, as the resident, Stay, who's got us into Stray Kids even more than we already were, why don't you go ahead and take this away?
So, the first thing you'll notice right off the bat is that this is funky.
Uh-huh.
Very funk.
Yes. The way they played around with that, with some of those effects that they use, like bringing some really strong hard effects up front, sending it to the back.
Yep.
Like
They definitely did a really
like
good job of playing off of the kind of funk aspects very well.
Mm-hmm.
I was vibing, and I don't vibe to funk that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like my genre, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I think because they balanced it out with like their usual kind of
Stray
club
kids
dance elements.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Little stray.
Oh yeah,
little stray
like
kids.
it's so weird because this is funk, but I could hear this in a club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's coming from like their bass line too, right? Like just the way they play around with that, and also in terms of funk, this would be very up tempo for funk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is definitely on the more up tempo funk realm. It's a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing I like is the verses. They took the funky bass out to kind of give a reprieve from like all that movement and that fast paced action.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they like as one person was singing, it went more ballady.
Yep.
And then they just brought it right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they also have their hip hop elements, especially with their vocal styles. Especially like at the points where they have like they're almost kind of like shouty.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I think all of that balancing out those funk elements, I could really see why that this would better fit you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it didn't feel like it wasn't funk all the way through, so it didn't feel like it was just endless funk.
Yeah,
it more felt like a hip hop track that was spiced up a little bit.
exactly. And it's not unheard of either. We've seen that a lot in especially American hip hop.
Yeah.
2010s. Or
it would be late 2000s was really when the rise happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I would say the majority of it was in like late 2000s, early 2010s, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like what was it? Drake has had quite a few of those as well. I want to say
Drake's done he's done some experimenting with especially modern Drake, where modern Drake he is much more open to other things.
Right.
Like he's done UK grime, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So definitely I think he's explored that kind of funk realm. He does a lot of mixing funk with R&B or house.
Absolutely, yes. So, with this, and I would say for our viewers who have not heard the song yet, I'm afraid we may be giving off like the wrong impression here. Don't get me wrong, this song is still very much Stray Kids.
Yeah.
Sound and feel.
Yeah.
No one does this song like Stray Kids.
Yeah, especially like it's got like a certain that certain kind of aggressive energy, right? Man, it really.
I think a
shows
lot
through.
of that aggressive energy also comes from their rap line.
Yes, because and again, like with the rap line and kind of that almost shouty deliveries, even at points.
I don't want to say it's aggressive, more of it.
Oh no, this is very aggressive. This is definitely aggressive.
I feel like it's just more like rebellious, not as aggressive. At least that's
Isn't rebellious a form of aggression?
Sometimes.
It definitely has both undertones. The aggression more so comes from the
vocal delivery,
the more instrumentation.
Yep.
It comes from the aggression comes from the instrumentation, and as always, the rebelliousness would come from the vocal delivery and the way they structure their songs.
Right.
Because much like a rebellious teenager, it's very hot cold. So, yeah, but honestly, like I'm not a big fan of funk, but I really like this. I think this definitely gives spice to, especially what we've been hearing recently in K-pop. I mean, we've seen quite a bit of funk elements in K-pop recently.
Yep, especially earlier this year.
Yep, and we actually have another song today as well that will also have funk elements inside of it.
Okay.
Yep.
So, we'll revisit it a little bit there, but I am really enjoying this kind of funk mid-roll, I guess is what you'd call it, because I think it's only a brief stop here before we go into the winter ballads.
Yeah, and for myself too, like it really helps provide like a lot. Like, I really do like the texture that funk provides, and it really does help kind of add a bit more of that texture that I love to this song. And I think without it, I wouldn't have enjoyed the song as much, because I think it would have just been a bit too, I don't know, kind of too hip hoppy, like too American hip hoppy, I guess.
Yeah.
In a way. So,
I really enjoyed like I want to say it's a synthesized. I think it was a cello. I could be very much wrong, so I'm just gonna call it a big violin just to piss off Nick.
Where did you hear that?
I want to say near the beginning and near the end, kind of like a dun 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 dun, but I could be very much wrong.
Bass guitar?
Was that a bass guitar? I'm not as.
Oh, you mean like the kind of plucking noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bass guitar.
Oh.
Yep.
Damn.
It's a bass guitar. It's a bass guitar with a pedal on it.
Okay. Yeah. I thought, because when I was listening, I'm like, is that a synthesized cello?
No, that comes from the funk elements.
Okay.
They do that a lot in funk. So,
okay.
Yeah. So it's a bass guitar with a pedal, and it sounds like it may be palm muted, but that and the palm mute is what gives it that pluck noise rather than just a ring. So yeah, it sounds like it's palm muted or it's just a palm muted pedal, but either way.
Yeah. The only reason why I thought it was a cello was just because it sounded like a deeper, like as if you'd be carrying it kind of thing, like you would for a cello.
Yeah, it's not out of Stray Kids' realm of possibility to use a cello. It's really not common to use a cello in any form of funk, but then again, Stray Kids have done so many things uncommon in their songs. I wouldn't have put it past them. That's why I was like, where did you hear it? Because like I was like, I may have missed that.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the exact same thing. Like you could probably like go back and see like our expressions. Like, wait, what? We missed that?
Yeah, I was like, I don't put it past me ever to miss a cello.
Well, considering that I am the less musically knowledgeable out of the three of us, I would have.
Sometimes that works in your favor though, because you can actually pick up on stuff that we don't, because you're not as musically knowledgeable. Because me and Jihoon will be listening to things very far in the back, and we're listening to little nuanced things, but we'll miss something up front.
Right.
Yeah, because we both have our things that we focus in on with like laser sharp focus, and like what's our field of view narrows.
Right.
Yep.
So like we're focused on just that element. So that's really cool. And also too, like get really excited when Aura like surprises us with like certain things too. Like oh, I didn't know Aura could talk about that. Like I love that. So
well, considering you guys, I listen to you guys talk a lot, like a lot.
True.
Yeah, they're not just on these recordings either.
Yeah, we talk after as well.
So, music video, Aura?
Music video wise, it was very interesting. Because again, a lot of Stray Kids music videos that have utilized backup like crew or extras, they've been utilizing them a lot more amazingly. Because they're not.
Yeah.
You know that they're there. You can see that they are there, but they are definitely in the background.
Yeah. It's like so. There's that one scene too, like where they got. I think they got everybody within JYP. Like not just including like the trainees, but like the people who work in like the back offices as well. You know, like they got them all putting on like the white pants and
they got
the
Nizi U members in.
I missed that. Yeah. I don't even follow it, so
they got some of the Nizi members in, so that was a nice addition. Just to show a connection between groups, you know, especially between Korean and Japanese groups. Because I don't think we've seen very much interaction between Nizi U and the other JYP artists, like we've seen with usual JYP groups. So,
well, yeah, because I mean, like they were scouted and formed in Japan, but they trained in Korea though, right? Okay,
right. So it's just a nice connection to have the members in the music video.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you noticed, but at the end, the members are leaving. How the members are exiting? They're not exiting through a door. They're exiting through some unknown means. Because Felix, he's not going through a door because he's the last one out.
I noticed that.
But he just kind of cuts into another scene.
Yeah, he kind of goes into like it's like he walked through a portal or something.
Yeah. Because if you look carefully, as the members are going through under the hand bridge or whatever.
Yeah, they all like ran off into the distance.
Well, they ran off to either the left or right. But you also notice that there's no door on either side. So I thought that was a really nice touch. Because basically they're in a museum. It's after dark. You're not supposed to be there. So they're basically sneaking in through a back door. So I thought that was a nice touch.
One thing I would say too, their choreography. I've always really loved their choreography.
Oh, for sure.
Like they managed to put in like a really like, you know, those real big power moves, aggressive moves, but managed to cram in like those, you know, subtle details as well, and combine it with some delicate movements at the same time. Like it's really, I don't know, it's really interesting watching their choreography. Really
Something that I want to say that's also interesting is that with the choreography is that it has incorporated a few dances that have been trending on TikTok too. So it's also very much incorporating current popular trends into their group as well. So
yeah, and I really like too, like they don't use a lot of highly structured formations throughout the music video, where you could see like it would almost seem like the formations are kind of messy with how they're staggered, because they're not like, you know, spaced apart the same as, you know, everyone else's.
Right.
But I think that's like I don't think I know, like, you know, that was done on purpose. You know, especially coming from a high level company like JYP, you know, they're not going to do something like that just because they're being sloppy or whatnot. All of that is to kind of help sell like the feel, like this raw feeling of the song, right, and the music video. So that was obviously another thing that I found very intriguing. With the choreography.
Yeah, the choreographers did a really good job in trying to the formation of the dance, and the guys did a really great job in performing the choreography. So all throughout, man, I really thought it was an enjoyable experience. So you guys ready to move on to the next one? Let's go.
Sure.
Okay, so we were laughing because I just dropped a kind of a revelation on these guys about how the group's name is pronounced.
Yeah.
So
Should we call it by what we thought it was first, or?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you to do that. So go for it.
All right. So this is the original name that Nick and I thought before Jihoon opened his big mouth. We thought it was B.O.Y.
Yep. With Miss You.
Exactly.
Where
now,
how many comebacks is this now?
This is the
second
re-debut.
Right? Yeah, re-debut. Oh, I thought they had the re-debut last year after PDX 101.
Oh no, you're right. They debuted at the end of 2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this would be their first, their first comeback or their second comeback of the year.
I think.
Or
for the if it's their second, the first one passed over my head.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have missed it.
Right.
So, but I remember they debuted with My Angel.
Okay.
That's the song.
Okay. Now, Jihoon, tell the listeners what you told us, because now Nick and I feel like idiots.
So, with the way the Hangul reads, it's pronounced B of Y. Oh, B of U, I mean. B of U. Yeah. It's pronounced B of U. So.
Yep.
So anyway, boy.
Yep.
So
these naming conventions.
This is B of U's song Miss You, Bogashita.
Yep.
And I mean, originally I thought this was going to be a ballad.
Right?
Same. No, just from the way it leads off.
Yeah, with that very piano intro, I was like, "This is if they slow this down, it's gonna be a ballad." And I was like, "Oh no, don't do this to me."
But then they start coming in with like those ethereal sounds for a part of a build up.
Yep, and they also did something really unconventional here, which is use the hi-hat as the driving force for the song.
Hi-hat.
So the hi-hat is that like almost ticking you hear when on a drum track.
Oh yeah.
That's a hi-hat. Okay.
Okay.
And so they use the hi-hat as the driving force, which usually is not really normal because they use a snare as a driving force usually. A snare or a clap or bass kick or something like that. But like I really like the hi-hat as a driving force because that means you don't need an overbearing drum in the song.
Yeah, because like for this type of song, because it's a very the way the song is, it's supposed to kind of like, yes, the song is about I miss you, right, and then, but it's also supposed to be like very emotional,
right,
and it's kind of providing like the way the song is structured and the way everything comes together. It's really provides that longing feel, right? A longing, distant, nostalgic feel, and the hi-hat being the driving force for that is what really helps kind of, I don't know, frame it all together or put it all together.
Yeah, it's also really nice seeing these two again. I just wanted to throw that out there. If you don't know who B of U is, it's Kukan and Yuvin from My Teen, but shortly after, then they were on PDX 101, and then shortly after, My Teen ended up disbanding, and then so B of U was formed, which is just the two of them.
Right.
Man, it's so good seeing them again, though.
Absolutely.
It's been a minute, I think, since we've heard of them. Since we heard from them last.
Right.
Yeah, I want to say it's like we're coming up on almost a year, right?
Has it?
It's at least a year since their debut. It's a year since I've heard anything. It's because their debut was like quite literally almost 2020. I think it was like this very late December.
Okay.
So it's been like 8 months or 9 months or something.
Now,
but yeah,
with this song, it's kind of like a soft rock, kind of more of an up-tempo soft rock.
Yeah, it's kind of in this weird area because like I almost want to call it a power ballad.
Yeah, because like if you, I think if they went in heavier with like the piano and if they had this more solid drum line, then I would think.
But it's also very pop rock.
Yep.
And so it's this like kind of weird niche for
J-pop.
Song.
Older J-pop is what it feels like.
This is Aura's specialty, not mine.
So
I don't know much about J-pop.
Most of my J-pop is in like girl groups. Okay.
I do see where you, because this is very similar tempo, not song style, but very similar tempo to like city pop.
But it's not just on the tempo, but also with the instrumentation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, like it feels like a older J-pop. Like I can't really frame the period because like again I don't really follow J-pop that much as nowadays, anyways. But yeah, dude, and the contrasting vocals, right, between Yuvin and Kukon, like with because Yuvin has kind of that, he's got like this really smooth but kind of a little bit of airiness to his voice that you don't typically see used very much with boy groups, especially.
Yep.
But balanced out with Kim Kukon when he does his raps, especially. Gosh, yeah, it's such a great duo.
And the raps were a great break. From I feel like if there was no rap and they just kind of went with this song, I'd be very bored.
Yeah, they would have had to cut it at like 2 minutes and 30 seconds if they were going to do that.
I would have gotten tired. But the raps are so frequent that it's almost like a bridge every verse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a break and like a breath of fresh air for the song. And also they didn't have to, because they were using the hi-hat as a driving force, and they chose a more trappy hi-hat. They didn't have to change the hi-hat for the rap, which gave it a very flow, like it gave it just an overall flow. Like it makes the transition between the rap and the verse seem completely seamless.
Man,
I also really like the chorus drop a lot. Like that's probably my favorite part of this song is the chorus drop. It's not really a drop in itself. It's not like as hard as you would expect. But like it's the right amount of force that you need to continue propelling the song forward through the chorus. It's everything here is like perfect, almost like perfectly calculated. Yeah.
And I'm starting to pick up on where you have brought up like city pop. Like I can kind of see hear that now, because like they use a lot of that kind of atmospheric
it's very
sounds.
Atmospheric, and also a big driving thing for city pop, at least currently with my knowledge, is bells.
Yeah.
And there's pretty heavy bell usage here.
And that is kind of another thing too, like that really kind of, I guess, works with the hi-hats.
Oh yeah. Bells and hi-hats are a combo that's been used since even in the 80s for more poppy songs. I mean, it was bells and hi-hats were a thing that like even alone the Beatles were using in the 60s.
So Aura, music video?
I mean, first let me preface this that this wasn't one of the highlight music videos of the week for me. I'll just preface this right now.
Because Aura has no heart, so
true.
A heartfelt song like this is not going to reach him.
True.
You guys, you got okay. That just came out of nowhere.
Just thought I'd remind you. How you doing? So anyway,
anyways, like I'm going to preface this by, this was not one of the highlight songs for me. I will admit that there are some high points for this song, but this just I just didn't feel it this week. Just because there's a lot going on, from at least in my life. So when just listening to this song, it just didn't fit English.
The vibe.
Yes, it did not hit the vibe that I needed for the week to try to keep me more upbeat or keep me energized. And having this like kind of slower, more mellower song just kind of keeps the energy kind of. This is the kind of song I would rather just be listening to when I'm reading a book or something. But music video wise, it is very minimalist. You don't. It's very much to convey that emptiness, which hence the song "보고 싶다" or "Miss You." It's that longing feeling, and it uses a lot of things that you would use in a relationship. 2 ice cream cones, you're sharing a dessert with someone you care about. A camera you use to take pictures of the people you care about. And it's having that camera also signifies. Wow, I cannot speak today. Signifies like memories. You want to capture memories, and then I don't know if you all noticed, but or you both noticed, is that there was a lot of red strings, a lot of yarn.
Yep.
It, in a way,
as well as sand.
Yep. Sand was more of a representation of the time spent. I felt like.
Yep. The sand in the sand glass.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the yarn strings, again, kind of going back to the strings of fate.
Yep. Strings of fate. Being tied. That's why there were so many. Is all the relationships that were built up over the years, over the time. But you also notice that they're kind of wrapped up, not tied to anyone.
It's still in the ball, even like they have those scenes with a big ball of yarn.
Right.
It's massive.
Those are potential relationships. Those are, the ones that are
or taking the string that had binded you two together and binding it back up
exactly
again to be used for later. They also used a lot of soft filters.
They did
throughout a lot of these scenes, and what the soft filters kind of do is it kind of give like that dreamy feel,
that ethereal feel,
to kind of help so that nostalgic. You're looking back in time. You're dreaming of those times again. So, yeah, it's all pieced together. The color palettes you used too. It was very pastel-like, very kind of washed out type of palette. So,
like
and again, kind of going back to that
longing feeling, that kind of it was very much more of a toned down, mellowed out feel thanks to the color palette. And whoever chose the colors did a really good job of that, especially adding it to the sand, because you noticed that the sand wasn't just
colored sand with the layers too.
It's just the times that they could have spent with other people. This was a really well done MV, I will admit. It just doesn't hit the right chords for me this week.
Yeah. I could probably go on some more on that topic for a bit, but probably a good time to move it on, guys.
Yeah.
So, who wants to bring it in? Nick?
I knew this was going there.
Yeah.
All right. So, From Is 9. We haven't talked about them in a while. The last time we talked about them was Fun. Almost, actually, I think over a year ago.
Over a year ago, because that was a summer song.
Yeah. So over a year ago now, we talked about From Is 9's Fun. Well, they are back with the song Feel Good. And this was released September 16th. Has like 8.5 million views right now, which is actually really good.
Really good. That's actually probably one of their best performing so far.
Yeah. It's not more than Love Bomb.
Right.
But Love Bomb didn't have as many in the same time period when it released.
Yeah, that's right. So. Yeah, because Love Bomb up to now is at like 20 million views.
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely performing pretty well. Right off the bat, it's gonna be funk all the way through.
Yes.
Yep.
And it starts off funk, and it goes funk the entire way.
Funk.
It doesn't stop.
Funk, disco pop. So, because like again, disco has those funk roots as well. They put in some of those pop elements. So, yeah, this is definitely more of my type of song. The guitar and the bass guitar provides like a lot of texture that I love associated with funk. We were talking earlier too, like before we started recording. Like this is This is a sound that is not unheard of in K-pop. It's just that we don't typically see this as a promoted song for a title track or
it's usually B-side.
Yeah.
Yep. Because like Gugudan, Daya, Red Velvet release these type of songs or songs that use these type of features. So
yeah, this has definitely been done before, but at the same time, and it's been pulled off. I mean, generally the same.
Right.
That being said, the one problem with the song that, in my opinion, is that kind of like Jihoon said, or kind of like he already sort of said, is I feel like if I took this song and then gave it to another girl group, Weekly, WooA, like literally Red Velvet, any girl group, I feel like they would be able to pull off the song.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's anything overly unique about it.
I would say too, like WJSN and Gugudan are probably the two most prominent girl groups that have that use the sound a lot in their B-sides.
Yeah,
so.
It's just like I don't feel like there's anything that gives it that From Us 9 flair. Like if I gave Fun to another song or to another group, they might not actually pull that off.
Yeah,
because it's From Us 9. From Us 9 can pull that off. Love Bomb, it's the same thing. DK, any of those.
Yep. And
but
I think
they just OTR went overly generic on this song.
And
they
I
did
think
it too much.
What's kind of bringing that feel is that they kind of went a bit too much into the kind of funk soul vocals, because From Us 9's vocals is one of their more prominent features, like their particular vocal style.
That is a big driving force behind their songs, is their vocality and the way they sing,
because they generally, up until this song, would have a very playful vocal delivery,
right? I don't
like almost kind of a bubblegum pop.
Well, like, because you like you guys said that they have very good vocals for the group, I don't feel like that they were very well utilized, like, because I've listened to some of the, as utilized as they could be.
Because of the funk soul delivery. It was very constrained with how they could deliver it.
Yeah, the problem with disco, funk, soul, any of that genre is that the way the genre is structured, you kind of have to sing a certain way.
Yeah. And
especially for modern day, because back when actually disco, funk, soul was actually like really, really big, the 80s time, the 60s, 80s kind of area. When that was a big thing, you could kind of sing whatever, because as long as the song was generally good, it was fine. But because disco, funk, soul is not really in right now, it makes it difficult. You kind of have to sing a certain way to make the song viable.
Yeah. And with disco, like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's also very much reflected in the music video itself, with the color choices, the costume design, that it is very matches the song. I'd say it matches the song very well, but at the same time, it's also very disco-y funk kind of feel. So it is also fairly generic for the kind of music video that it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I know their OTR's method for producing the song is because overly more generic songs are amazing. Like, overly generic songs are fine, but they're amazing for growing fandoms. Off bat, because if you tailor a song to more people will like the song. It's just generally how that works. Also, if you look at the other group inside of OTR, right? OTR loves big fandoms. The other group inside of OTR is IZ*ONE.
IZ*ONE.
OTR, and we know OTR promotes IZ*ONE really well, and I'm sure they'll promote From Us really well. But that being said, OTR loves big fandoms.
Right.
And From Us 9 is not quite there yet.
Yeah, and I think with the kind of, I don't know, genericness, I guess. You know, again, that just kind of goes back to I'm the filthy casual of the group. So.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not. So I'm more of an in between because Nick has said before that he's not a big fan of funk. He's not a big fan of disco. I know before recording he said he wasn't as big of a fan of this song as he would like. And then Jihoon. Yeah, Jihoon was
I liked it.
Jihoon very much liked it a lot more than Nick did. I'm very much of an in between for this song. It
because you don't like the song, but it reminds you of your old days, right?
Yes.
It reminds him of the time in the '60s, you know.
Yes.
I hate you. I hate you so much. I can't even get a full sentence about whether I like something or not.
I was just trying to help you out.
Yep.
So, was there something directly that you liked about this song?
For me, I want to say it was fun, and I do want to say that almost the genericness of the song was really catchy.
Yeah.
But I think that's why for me I liked it. It was that it was catchy enough. But my problem was that it didn't utilize the vocals as well as the girls have developed and trained for.
That makes sense with the other groups you stay in as well, though. You generally more gravitate towards the catchier songs in general.
Twice,
Eyes One.
Eyes One.
Yeah, I mean, so generally, I mean, even SNSD.
Right.
At the time you were getting into K-pop was very catchy as well.
Very catchy, yep. And I'm the same way too. Like, I really love catchy songs too. I mean, that's kind of like one of the reasons why I really like the Weekly and Signature,
right,
as they came up. So
yeah, I do like catchy songs. It just has to be not overly overdone. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think this is very much on my line of overdone.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to live through 2017 K-pop, which if you didn't live through 2017 K-pop, it was kind of all like this a little bit. We had some original music in 2017, but a lot of it was very much like this, you know, in the girl group realm.
Yeah, but 2017 was also still right in the middle of the golden age of all kills. Because, in fact, I think it was 2017 that had the most all kills that year. So
probably
it was around 60.
And there was a lot of variety, but this was from what I remember, this was the primary genre at the time for girl groups. You know, especially because that was those are the groups that were debuting then are the girl groups that are popular now. You know, so
I'd have to go back and revisit 2017. I think 2017 was when I started really transitioning more towards soloists and in the acoustic areas.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pretty sure that was the time frame. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the time frame.
Okay. So, music video. We didn't touch much on the music video, but I'm assuming it's probably going to go much in the same way as we talked about the song itself.
Very similar. Talking because I did briefly mention it, but a lot of what was said for the song very much matches for the music video, very much matches the song. It is very generic, and I do want to mention that there may be a chance that it could be banned on KBS because it
possibly
because of the one shirt had a university that was on the shirt itself. Yeah. And then there was a reference to Instagram.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Which multiple MVs have been banned on KBS for referencing Instagram.
Yep. So, yeah. So don't get me wrong. Like, yes, it doesn't feel like anything really original or anything like that, but it's still a very well produced song.
It's enjoyable.
Yep. So, and really, I don't know, for if you're one of those people who did not get enough of I don't know,
didn't get enough fun
disco pop, fun type of musical style, then check it out. So
I think that went over Jihoon's head, but
well, no, I don't reference. I'm not gonna reference one. So.
Alright, shall we go on to the next one?
Yes. Man. So he just had his solo debut not that long ago, Yoon Sang. And he's already back with another release.
Right.
So the song is called "I Just Want to Sing," and it's very apparent because he's being pretty aggressive with the schedule and on releases. So,
right,
gentlemen, let's get it. So, Nick, take us to the song.
Man, off the start, that guitar and his vocals,
right?
I was hooked.
Oh,
like I'm pretty sure you guys saw my raw reaction to it, right? Like yes, I'm pretty sure that's like one of the things I said like right off the bat. First, 5 seconds, even when they start off with the piano, I was already like, I'm gonna
also
like this.
these animated MVs,
yeah.
I actually find a lot better personally, because there aren't just a plethora of colors going on. There's always a nice gradient because you can
right.
You don't have 1,000 people working on one MV, all with different ideas of what to do.
It also allows a certain amount of freedom that you can't do with real people.
Right.
So that's a nice thing.
I really like this, especially because you can convey a certain thing by having it being animated. It also can feel a lot more intimate, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Versus an in-person one, like MV, location shooting or something.
You have greater control over the visual elements. You're not trying to make do with what you got as far as like stage and props, extras.
Right.
So yeah, like especially like those scenes where he's transitioning into his dream world and then being on the stage.
Yep.
So
this is a little bit funky, I will say as well.
Funky soul,
funk soul. Definitely.
We're getting like 3 different versions of funk this week.
I'm not complaining. I mean, you guys know I love funk, so.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not overly complaining either.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think this is a brief stop in funk, and then we'll be transitioning over to, because like this would be a great time to transition to ballads, because funk is a great transition to a ballad.
Yep.
Versus like summer song into ballad, which is what usually we have.
Right.
With the few summer song stragglers.
Now,
but yeah, I love the R&B feel of the song as well.
Right.
Yes. Again, it's like just the way, just those casual guitar plucks that they have going throughout. Simple, right? But it just has so much impact because like, they come in at those empty parts. So
also the choice of a clap here instead of a snare is such a wise decision.
Right.
Gives it a much more organic feel. It makes it feel much more intimate. With the organic.
Whoever like produced the song knows what they're doing, and knows R&B very well. A snare here would have felt more. It would have felt more
jazzy.
Jazzy, yeah, is a good word for it. But because you ran with a clap, it feels much more, almost blues feel.
Yeah, blues
R&B kind of vibe. And soul and blues R&B has always been a great combo.
Yep. I mean, they're all what's it called? They all have like a similar pedigree.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Once I heard this song from start to finish, I already knew it was like, this is definitely more of my type of jam. So.
Especially for me, because lately I've been listening to lo-fi a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really digging lo-fi right now a lot. Just because it's the vibe lately. You know what I'm saying?
So I can see that.
So So this is closer to a lo-fi kind of thing, or because I'm
actually
still learning.
If you took the vocals out of this, because lo-fi usually doesn't have vocals,
Yep.
it could be a lo-fi track actually.
It could be, yeah, because lo-fi is very minimalistic.
Right.
It's all about creating an atmosphere, which which the musical accompaniment for this song does very well.
Okay.
Yep, and you would just need a synth melody on it.
Yeah,
and you would have a lo-fi track. Yeah,
yep.
That's the beauty of working with minimalism. Is that that's the beauty of working with minimalism is that you can kind of transfer it to whatever you want.
Exactly, it's ambiguous enough to be usable with anything else.
If you increase the tempo on it, you can make it a pop song too.
Yeah, pop R&B song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and that's been done before.
Yeah.
And give it one synth, and you can make a tropical house. It's
yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
So,
okay.
It's definitely a great song to work with. Especially this would be a song that like I could see someone doing like 4 remixes to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And his vocals,
they were magical.
Very atmospheric. Yeah.
Magical.
You know, he's got that kind of airiness in his voice, but it's not like super light airy.
Right.
It's still got a bit of weight to it. Oh man, it is definitely a song for a mood.
Right.
So, oh man, this I honestly think I'm gonna be picking up the song again while I kick off some of the housework after we get done recording, and just vibe out with this. So
yeah, I could definitely see myself like, you know, going into the kitchen today after we're done recording and do like cooking and you know, just vibing.
I like for this music video, like we said, it's a animated music video. I really liked how it pretty much documented his journey to become an artist, because you see how he kind of, as he just wished to just sing on stage, how he's always wanted it, and then eventually like he did get into a group. Unfortunately that didn't last long, and now he's a soloist.
Also, did you notice at the end he did his signature pose?
Yes. Yeah. He did his signature. I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yes.
Yep. Always the signature pose.
Even animated,
he still has to do it.
Well, yeah, it's still in song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So. And you know, I think that's another thing with the animated music video is part of what also brings up those lo-fi vibes, because you know, lo-fi girl.
Oh,
yeah. Always there. Always there. Always taking notes. Never stops.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, if you haven't heard this song yet, listen to it. Oh my god!
Please give it a chance. It's only at 19,000 views as of this recording.
I'd like to report a crime.
Yeah.
The views are too low.
The crime of being criminally underrated.
Yeah, people are sleeping on the song. You know.
That's literally illegal, guys.
Yeah. Get on that.
So.
We're safe. We've already listened to it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're gonna keep on listening to it too.
Yeah.
So.
I literally am.
All
right. So, Nick, this very last one is all you, bro.
All right. So, the last one is a collaboration. The main artist is Knave with his song Hotcake. It's featuring Soovi. If you don't know who Soovi is, click off. Anyway, so definitely go check her out, because she's an amazing vocalist. Knave. So Knave actually debuted, what was it, 3 years ago?
Okay.
And debuted with the song Somewhere. So he's been around for a while. Originally, when he debuted with the song on Genie, and at that time he was actually an independent artist. I don't know if he's gotten signed to a company now. I kind of lost track of him back when I was getting into Nugu groups rather than Nugu artists. And and then I saw that he came out with a song, so definitely throwing me back onto the right track for that. Hopefully he's under a company now.
Yeah.
So this song, it is exactly what you'd expect from a song with Soovi in it.
It's very hip hop R&B.
Hip hop R&B, but also still that kind of
soul,
low soul, but also that still that Nugu vibe. You know what I mean? That you don't really get with bigger companies.
Yeah,
man. And when Knave started, I knew that I was gonna have a great time because he came in and he created such an atmosphere off the first verse.
He created an atmosphere off the first verse with it's not quite as minimal of a musical accompaniment as like we would get out of like BB,
right?
But it's still fairly minimalistic, and I think I remember I was saying before, right? With those type of musical accompaniments, it sounds like the kind of things we would criticize other artists for.
It really does.
But where they make up for it is, again, establishing that atmosphere with their vocals. And I think
also the past history of the artist as well.
Past history. Well, for me, I guess for me that's less of a factor. But for like BB, Soovi, Knave, they're really good at establishing an atmosphere with their vocals.
One thing I liked about the song and music video in general is that the music video is so simple because it's him just being a dork in a room.
I mean, so what you're seeing on screen with Knave, that's like me on the weekends, bro.
That's you on the weekend.
I think everyone relates to that a little bit.
Yeah, like that is so me. Like I'm watching myself on a music video right now. Like it's awesome.
Watching yourself on a music video.
I also think the transition into Soovi,
bro,
was really well done.
Bro, yeah. Soovi.
And then when they were harmonizing together, man, I am full send on this song. This song, like right after listening to Leon's song, right, into this song, like I feel like that's such a solid transition.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, and I feel like we're in Nick's hip hop era, because earlier this year it was my hip hop era, right, with MC and D especially, and now like we're coming into Nick's. So
yeah, this is definitely much more my this is my hip hop era. This is where I vibe in hip hop. This is kind of like my little niche section.
Yeah, because
anything kind of outside of this, I'm really kind of about. But my biggest thing for hip hop is more R&B. I love R&B.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like for myself, if it was any other artist done it with some changes, I wouldn't have liked this song. But because of those R&B elements, is what keeps me here to stay, and I actually love it.
Yeah, I love R&B, and I remember. It's funny because I remember at the start when we were kind of getting to know each other, I didn't like really R&B or soul. Yeah. But over the course of like understanding the differences between American R&B and K R&B, there are very innate differences between the two. But yeah, this is definitely my side. I love like R&B soul. Anything that really has just an innate vibe to it.
Yep.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead. Or
since you guys had mentioned Unsung earlier, in my head I'm like, how would a collab with these two sound? Unsung and Knave.
With it, because like with his atmospheric, like wispy kind of wispiness.
Yeah.
With his vocals.
Yeah.
You would either pair it with Soovi to kind of do like a harmony. Or they would have to be balanced at opposite ends of the song, so that they don't.
The mixing would be real tough on that if they were ever singing together.
I think it'd be interesting if they could make it work.
I mean, I think they could make it work if they were to drop out the musical accompaniment for those two vocals. Like maybe not drop it out entirely, but like kind of send it further back like way back.
And create more of a pause break while they're harmonizing. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. All right, well, Unsung, Knave, make it happen. Yeah. Come
on. So
it's time.
Gentlemen, song of the week. It's so I guess I'll go with Leon song with I Just Want to Sing.
All right.
And for me, I was really struggling between that and B.O.Y's Miss You.
Okay.
Knave's Hotcake came up hot when Nick posted it up right before recording, so that was another good one.
All right. So, Nick,
I'm stuck between 3 songs at the moment.
Which 3? Stray Kids.
Stray Kids is not in this.
Okay, so it was the same 3 I just said, or like some others that you didn't.
Yeah. B.O.Y. Well, okay. My 3 right now are B.O.Y, Unsung, and another one that we did not talk about, which was, hang on, scroll down, which was Wazzy Fantasia. Definitely go check that out, by the way. That song, you guys will have to listen to that one after recording today. That song is amazing. I'm gonna have to pick Wazzy's Fantasia.
Alright.
It's a vocal style that I'm usually not open to. But she makes it work with the instrumentation and the atmosphere. So definitely go check that out, by the way.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's on Genie. It's an amazing song, and I'm really into this artist now. I didn't know her beforehand, but now I'm gonna have to do a bunch of research. It only actually has 4,000 views, so definitely make sure you go check that out.
All right, and I guess Aura's gonna pick Stray Kids.
No.
Yep.
I am picking Leon Sung.
Oh. Right.
It was a really good song, and I think it deserves more attention than it's been getting. So definitely give it a listen, give it a watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that you would have picked that. So. I mean, just based off of what you said with the B.O.Y's Miss You, I figured you wouldn't have picked that one. So.
Right, but I've also listened to it a couple of more times, and since we started recording, and it's really been shooting up on the list as I've been listening to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because prior to recording, it sounded like you were more on Stray Kids. Yeah. So did that just happen as we were recording this?
So
wow, that's cool.
So for me, I was listening to every song that we've been talking about, and just listening to songs over and over. I think Leon's song is definitely the one that inched it out above the rest. But I am sticking to what I think of B.O.Y, where when I listened to it initially, it just didn't fit my mood. And that's definitely why I gave my opinion for why I wasn't a fan of it. I'll definitely give it a few more listens, but who knows? I could change my mind again.
Yeah, sure. So we got our picks.
Yep.
Quick shots, Aura.
All right. So, as some fans have of this artist know, she left her group 3 years ago, went on hiatus. It is Choa. She was she was once the oldest and former member of AOA. Granted, now there's a whole lot going on with that, but this is about Choa. She has restarted her Instagram. She just recently posted her first photo in 3 years after deleting hundreds of photos. And she has also started her YouTube, and posted a cover for a Maroon 5 song. Not only that, but she's also now joined a new company.
Oh,
nice. making big moves.
Right?
Which company?
I don't remember. It was like G something. But yeah, I know that she was recently in an OST. I don't remember what the song was, but I'm really hoping for good things from her. You know, she had a lot of mental health issues, which was why she left initially. So I'm definitely wishing her the best of luck and success. You know, and also go to her YouTube. That cover is amazing.
The label, by the way, is Great M Entertainment. It's a new agency that was founded by one of the former managing directors for FNC Entertainment.
Okay.
So there's still that connection there.
Right. Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool. Other thing, I'm gonna push it again because I haven't pushed it enough. Make sure to check out LiQWYD, whatever her name is, Fantasia. I'm gonna keep pushing it. It's very Sunmi vibes. If you like Sunmi, you'll love the song. If you don't, like myself, where I'm not a big Sunmi fan, I still like the song, which says a lot. So definitely make sure to go check that out as well. All right. You got anything else? Or are we ready to sign off?
Let's sign off.
Alrighty. Thank you for watching. This has been Idol's Donation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon if you want to know when we upload in the future. We have a Twitter, Patreon. Make sure you go follow those. If you decide to support our Patreon, thank you very much. That will also help us give back to you guys and make more content in the future. And off of that, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.